Welcome to the Nicholas 11x12 technology. Right off the bat, I'd like to apologize for my poor sound quality. I'm trying to fix this as soon as possible, but for now we'll have to stick with it. Today we're looking at the Enermax Revolution X 730 watt 80 plus gold certified power supply. Before I move on, I'd like to thank Enermax for providing me this product, so thank you. The box looks quite nice actually, and on the back of the box there's more information mainly on the features, power specs and the cables and the connectors of the power supply, but we'll get to that into detail a little bit later. Alright, now we'll see what's included in the box. Alright, up here we have the user's manual, a bag with an Enermax logo on it, the cables, the power cord, the cord guard which will keep the power cord in place, the power supply well protected in this airbag, some ties, and an Enermax sticker and 4 PSU screws. Alright, and now let's move on to the close-up shots. Aesthetically, I have to say, this is a quite beautiful power supply. On the 3.3 volts and 5 volt rails, this power supply offers 25 amps and a combined wattage of 125 watts. On the plus 12 volt rails, 60 amps are offered and 720 watts. This is a partially modular power supply, by the way, and this is where you connect your additional cables. A 139mm large fan is used, by the way, and the twisted bearing is used. Therefore, the fan should be very quiet and should last you a long time. On the PSU itself, as for the connectors, there's the 24-pin power connector, the ATX 12V 8-pin power connector, and 2 PCIe 6+2 pin power connectors. Then there's one cable with 4 SATA power connectors, another cable with 4 SATA power connectors, a cable with 4 Molex connectors and a single floppy connector, and a cable with 2 PCIe 6+2 pin power connectors. The cables on the power supply itself are also quite long, as you can see. And even these additional cables are quite long, as you can see. This is the SATA power connector cable. This is the second SATA power connector cable. The cable with the 4 Molex connectors and the floppy connector, and last but not least the PCI Express cable. And I also have to say I really like the cables with that flat cable design. And then there's the heat guard feature, which means the PSU fan will spin 32 seconds long after the shutdown to dissipate the remaining system heat. On to the specifications. The Enermax Revolution X 730 watt power supply should offer 730 watts of power and is 80 plus gold certified. To cool this unit down, a 139mm large fan is used. The PSU allows an input of 100 to 240 volts. As for the power specs, on the plus 3.3 and plus 5 volt rails, 25 amps are offered and a combined wattage of 125 watts. On the 12 volt rail, 60 amps are offered and 720 watts. The peak power of the unit according to Enermax is 803 watts. The internal used components don't seem to be bad at all. But now let's do some voltage testing on the rails. On idle with a load of 98 watts, on the 12 volt rail I get 12.09 volts. On a 5 volt rail, 5.06 volts. On load, with a load of 625 watts on the 12 volt rail, I get 12.04 volts. And on the 5 volt rail, 5.04 volts. So as you can see, the voltages are very stable. The Enermax Revolution X 730 watt power supply is a very good and efficient power supply. Cable management is also made easier thanks to the flexible, flat cable design. Overall, good internal components are used and aesthetically the power supply looks very good to me. Many cables and connectors are offered, and this power supply is partially modular, which will definitely help with cable management. The price really isn't that high for an 80 plus gold certified power supply. It indeed is very efficient and will help lower the power consumption of your system. Pros are very good price-performance ratio, the power supply is very efficient, the fan is very quiet in operation, then I also like the flat cable design, and this power supply is also beautiful in terms of the aesthetics. I can't say anything negative, not at this price point. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and visit Niklas11x12techx.com to see videos there earlier than on YouTube.